Ram everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today for the pick a card reading we are going to do the topic how can you heal yourself. So I'm not going to pull cards uh, to check what you might have gone through and all of that. This is going to be like a straight up question, like what exactly, like what steps you need to take in order to heal yourself. So, because I want this reading to really help you to take that first step, whatever that you haven't taken. So, instead of just, validating whatever that you have gone through, let's just arrive at the conclusion, the actual work that needs to be done. So, yeah, so we already have three piles. So the first pile is represented by moonstone, and the second pile is represented by rose quartz, and the third pile is represented by this blue crystal, blue lace agate. So whichever pile you feel drawn to, I'll be placing the description, the timestamps in the description. You can hop into your pile directly. Hey pile one, welcome to my channel. So today we have moonstone which represents your pile, and if you have chosen moonstone this is going to be your pile. So let's see the steps that you need to take in order to heal yourself. So we have the Hierophant and we have we are the world. Okay. Okay, pile one. So what I feel is a lot of things that you have gone through in your life, it has played an important role in making you spiritual, and most of you are already in a spiritual path. You're already having a spiritual practice. You already have dived very much into the path of spirituality. So whatever cycle that you have ended recently, the main goal was to help you nourish your spiritual side, help you rediscover your spiritual side. So, with the Hierophant and the World card, what exactly you need to do in order to heal yourself is, first thing is, if you have any guru in your life, or whoever, this might be a person like very much present in this plane until now, or it could be like a guru that we look up to. It could be any form, a deity or a devata, anyone. So, whoever you feel that you can commit to as a guru, as their shishya, that thing, that commitment, that path towards them is going to heal you a lot. So, whatever wound that you have been manifesting, whatever cycle that you have been manifesting in this lifetime, I feel it has a lot to do with your connection with the divine, more like your connection with the guru. So, I would say visit more spiritual places. If you could find a place which is very much connected to this particular guru, if you can make a visit there, that would be really, really helpful for you. If you could just meditate, sitting there, trying to connect with them, trying to ask for help, that will be very beneficial for you. Also, something about consciousness, that that's what I can see. Like with with this card, we are the world. You can see there is planet, and there are a lot of people holding their hands. So something about expanding your consciousness. So becoming religious and becoming spiritual, they have a lot of difference. Like you really have to let your consciousness expand, and that's like, if you could have heard the term aham brahmasmi, if you have ever come across that term, or it's more like believing very deeply every day that you are the universe, and you have whichever god that you pray for, they are present in you. Their shakti is already present in you, and trying to see everyone around you as a form of God. Now, this literally doesn't mean like they are God and you have to worship them. It's more like having that perspective. Like everything around you is a manifestation of God. Every creation, every living thing around you. This could be anything, and you cannot say like it's more like coming to a realization where you actually understand how you are still part of the matrix, how you are still part of the consciousness, and you can never break through the matrix. It's just you become more and more aware about all those patterns, all those things around you. So even after knowing that, some people they become a bit egoistic when they get spiritual. Like I have seen a lot of people where uh, so it's always thinking like you're still part of the matrix, but you're so much connected to the divine. And also looking at everything around you from a perspective like how everything is still part of the creation. Like you can't cut off anything and say like this is not part of the nature, because if it exists around you, it's still part of the divine, something that God has manifested in a different form, something like that. And I also feel that you could be very much connected to Lord Shiva, any form of Mahadev, and that would have healed you a lot. Like, how he is the Sadashiv, how he is the ultimate consciousness. Like, you can never reach him, you can worship him and everything, but to reach him, that's some real effort. That takes a very huge effort. So, you could be having a debilitated moon, or you could be undergoing moon Mahadasha. And recently, I feel you are getting into this realization like you're trying to expand your consciousness, and spirituality is actually healing you. Your spiritual path is actually healing you. So there is a person in your life who you can call up as guru, or someone who can actually guide you, who can even though they haven't claimed that they are a guru, I think they have so much wisdom that they can share with you if you reach out to them, and they are really going to help you over here. um, Also, whatever answers that you have, you could have gone through like really really uh, hurtful, like really bad kind of situations where you were constantly hurt and betrayed and all of that. So somewhere maybe you kept questioning like why I had to go through all of this. But when you so that itself is a catalyst to your spiritual journey, and slowly you start realizing how there were some karmic debts that you had to clear, and it had to go in some or the other way. But that doesn't change your connection with the divine, because the more you realize like everything is part of divine plan, you're going to get more and more closer to the divine, and it's just the divine's way of testing you. So that is a very huge realization that can actually bring lots of healing in your life. And let's pull out a few more cards to understand what steps you can take, what step pile one can take in order to heal themselves. What step pile? Okay, we have the lovers. Okay, for most of you, I'm getting a scenario where you liked a particular person, but something didn't work out, and you really had to go run to your deity or the goddess to ask like, I hope this really works, but it didn't work. Like that particular relationship was actually like a catalyst to your spiritual side, and from then maybe you started believing more and more in the divine. So always know this thing, pile one. Just because everything is like part of the divine, now that doesn't mean that you tolerate toxicity, that doesn't mean that you tolerate bad behavior, because even if things are part of the divine, you have to take care of your choices. Now, you can't make a bad choice and blame it on the divine plan. That isn't how it works. So, you really have to understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. So, whatever that relationship was, I think it would have really harmed you. And it was just divine trying to protect you, which you have to be grateful. And the choices that you make in your life, like every choice, every small choice, it's like a test. It's like a test for you. So never ever think like you are out of uh, your deity's gaze, because you're always under your devata's gaze, and they're always constantly testing you. So everything that you were made to go through was part of their plan, only part of the test. And it was just for you to establish a very strong commitment with them, a very strong connection with them. And these tests kind of stripped you in the sense, it kind of made you feel vulnerable. It kind of made you know yourself inside out. And maybe you met all these versions in all the other people. Now, if you kept hating on someone, that's just something that you don't like in them. And they are in your vicinity because somewhere you are resonating with whatever that thing is. So you really have to understand how whatever choices you make, whatever arrives in your life, how you should take accountability for that thing. So if you want to attract a person who is embodiment of love, you have to be the embodiment of love. So that's how it is. So it's more like the world is the mirror. This is something that you should know, because whatever you put outside, that is going to come back to you. So that's all I can see for this pile. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Hey pile 2, if you chose this rose cards, this is going to be your reading. So first we'll be checking your cards. Okay, we have page of swords and we have awareness. Okay, so, pile two, how can you heal yourself? So, I'm already seeing there is a girl holding a book, and there are so many light bulbs that she's holding. So, what I feel is like if you are into journaling, you should keep continuing that, because that is really, really helping you to heal yourself. And if you haven't started journaling, this is a very, very strong sign to start it immediately, like right now. So keep a book for yourself, a journal where you can write everything that crosses your mind, whatever that you have been seeking. If you want to self introspect, if you want to be self reflective, journaling is the best way you can do it. And with the awareness card, I feel more and more you question yourself, more and more you write it down. You are going to become more and more aware about yourself. Like there are so many parts of you which you are still not aware about. And only after you put it down in a paper, you're going to, when you're going to read it out to yourself, you're going to understand how much you still have to know about yourself. And I also feel this pile is very much into reading books in the sense, not just, storybooks. Could have been storybooks, more like you could be into reading a lot of spiritual books or some sort of psychology. uh, like you really have a lot of bookish knowledge as well. And the more and more you read about these things, I feel the more it heals you. Like something about reading, something about gathering knowledge will be healing for you. So for example, if you have this fear of falling sick, maybe you can research about these things, like how exactly a person can fall sick and what are the other factors that influences that person. And then you can arrive a conclusion, like these are the things I can avoid so that I don't get sick. Some sort of awareness that you will have the more you read about certain things. So if you have a fear regarding certain thing, I would say research about it. Like try to maybe connect with people who have gone through something similar. And the more you have a conversation with them, the more you read their stories, the more you read their autobiography, you're going to realize how how much awareness it actually brings within you. And it's not fear that is causing this thing, it's just lack of awareness. So the more you become aware about your fears, the more you will understand how it is such a small problem and how it can be tackled. So it's just awareness that it will take to heal you fully. And I also feel that you are a very wise person. Like you really know a lot about a lot of stuff. So maybe people reach out to you to understand if they want some wisdom or some knowledge about a particular thing. And I also feel that your mind is constantly running. Like it's very difficult for you to calm your mind. I feel there are a lot of ideas, a lot of things that you keep thinking about. It's not like you're overthinking, it's more like all this research what I have been talking about, it happens in your mind as if it's a supercomputer. So maybe that's why you need a book and a pen to write it down so that you don't lose all those ideas. And like you could be thinking of even taking a certification or a course or a degree which is very much about whatever that you have been learning, and it's going to really help you. So if you have been thinking like, I think this pile is so knowledgeable that you don't need a degree to actually certify you or something like that. You're already certified because there is so much knowledge that you carry. That's a very beautiful thing. um, so let's see two more cards to understand how can pile to heal themselves. How can pile to heal themselves? Okay. So we have Eight of Swords, and then we have here Nine of Wands. I think that's a lot. Let me just reshuffle. I'll take this Eight of Swords and this card. This is Four of Pentacles. So whatever knowledge that you have, pile two, it will actually help you bring yourself out of a sort of conditioning. Like you might have conditioned to actually believe a lot of lies, and the more you read about these things, the more you get wisdom from a lot of other people about this thing, you're going to feel like it's just your mind, and though that conditioning that trapped you, it was just people who had no awareness about this thing, they kind of manipulated you. And it's in your hands, pile to actually liberate yourself. It's, if you are waiting like there will be a person who will enter and who will pull you out of this thing, that's very wrong, because you really have the power. Like the key is with you, the key is with you, and you really have to believe this thing. And with the Four of Pentacles, I feel you're asked to be very very private about a lot of things in your life. Like maybe people tend to get a lot of nosy around you, asking you a lot of questions. um, so just don't overshare things. Maybe even that is going to help you a lot. So let's pull out few more cards to understand how pile. Oh, we have this High Priestess. So, High Priestess again represents a person who is very, very knowledgeable, and knowledge comes to this person effortlessly. So, if I ever give you anything to read or by heart or understand, you will just do it in fraction of seconds. I mean that's how your brain works. So, it's a very natural talent that you have piled to, and use it to heal yourself. And with the High Priestess, I feel you're a very, very intuitive person. Maybe you see a lot of dreams, a lot of things in your dreams which has a lot of meanings and everything. So there is also this element of, kind of magic, I would say, like a psychic thing. You could be a tarot reader as well. And with the High Priestess, I feel that your knowledge itself is going to liberate you, your awareness is itself going to liberate you. And maybe lot of times it was like you used to break your head for a particular thing, but then later when you found the answer, you were like, why didn't I find this early? I could have escaped the pain. But that's not how it works, because with the high priestess, I feel that everything that you had to go through, it had a very huge and very sort of hidden purpose. Like the purpose wasn't revealed to you immediately, only when you went out and only when you put yourself out there to find the answers, then the answers came to you. So it's more like you have to willingly take the initiative to heal yourself, to put yourself out there, to fight for yourself, to stand for yourself. So that is when you will see things will start happening in your favor. So this is all I can say for pile 2. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Hey pile 3, if you chose this blue agate, this is going to be your reading. So first we'll check into the cards. So we have King of Cups and we have Clinging into the Past. Okay. Uh, so what I feel, pile 3, that you tend to run away from your past a lot. Like you have made some bad choices, which kind of makes you feel guilty, which makes you feel bad. Like, how did I even do something stupid, something like that. So please do not beat yourself up, because your past really holds a lot of answers. But that doesn't mean that you keep running back to that same person. That doesn't mean that you keep going back to your old ways of doing things. And with the King of Cups and clinging on to past, you can see this person is meditating. So you really need to go inward. You really need to seek all those answers within. Because if you sit with your past experiences and try to question yourself, trying to find answers then and there, you will feel a lot more liberated. Because running away from the past is just like running away from yourself, running away from your wounds. So that is what is blocking you. And with the King of Cups, I feel that you really need to um, understand your emotions. Like a lot of choices that you made in your past, it was out of impulse, some sort of emotional response sort of thing. Like you weren't aware why you were feeling certain way, and that's why out of impulse you made a lot of choices which weren't good, and that's why you had to go through all of that. So now the lesson that you need to learn, the thing that you need to master right now, is how to master your emotions, how to understand your emotions, how to validate your emotions, how to feel secure about everything that you feel. Instead of getting that validation externally, you have to validate your emotions first. So this is something that you need to learn, pile 3. And like you could be seeing a lot of water in your dreams. Now, water again represents emotions. So I feel that you tend to suppress your emotions a lot. So please don't do that. Try to feel all of it, but don't let it affect you. And this can happen only when you start sitting with these emotions, start meditating on these things. Because a lot of times whatever that we are feeling, it's not just something that's going to stay forever. It's like it could be like just you need to meditate and maybe your mind will feel more and more calm, something like that. So this meditation thing is actually going to act like a reset, something about your emotions. And you could be having a Pisces placement, or Pisces placements in your chart could be really affecting you in these areas of life. And I also feel that there are so many blessings around you right now, pile 3, and you're not able to receive it. You're not able to see it because your mind is still stuck on the past, and you're looking at the present from the perspective of your past, which is actually not correct. So you really have to change your perception, the way you see your present, because I think it's heavily influenced by your past. So you really need to filter it out. So let's see, what does pile 3 do? What should they do in order to heal themselves? Okay, we have the Lover's card. Let's pull out one more card to understand this card. Okay, Two of Wands. So with the Two of Wands, you can see there is a globe in this person's hand, and this is more like asking you to change the perspective, change the way you see things, change the way you see this world. Because whatever that is present in your reality, that doesn't mean like that is how things are going to be, because you are the creator of your reality, and you can literally create any reality. Pile 3. So do not underestimate that thing. Just because your past was bad, that doesn't have to be like even your future is going to be that way. So you really need a plan to understand how can you get things done in your future. So you have your own perspective about the world, and somewhere you're not seeing that thing manifesting, and it's just that you're not making the right uh, plan. Like you really need to have plan A, plan B, like that. So whatever that you have been thinking, pile 3, I feel it's very very possible to have all of it. It's just that whatever that has happened in your past, it's kind of stopping you. And maybe you're too quick to judge situations, like you tend to get biased. So don't do that. You really have to understand how everything has that element of duality. Like, also something about your feminine side and masculine side, I am seeing that you really need to understand these energies in your life. I think either of your side, like either feminine or your masculine side, has been suppressed a lot because of whatever that has happened in your past. And that is something that you need to understand how to correct those things. Like whatever choices that you have made, it has really affected a side of you, either the feminine side or the masculine side. And you have to get more and more secure in your feminine energy if you're a woman, or in your masculine energy, or it could be both, like reverse. And so, yeah, that's all I can say for pile 3. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.